Do you have any other like case studies, kind of like Trump, like where you could walk through how it really makes a difference to separate these things out?
Yeah. We have on our website, we're gathering more and more customer testimonials, and one of them from last year was a small company in I think it was Tennessee, a small construction company. They wanted to after working with us in our program after that 12-month period where the credit was developed, they went and purchased a new work van, all on the EIN from their local dealership at about 1.9%.
Oh, wow.
Just last year. I mean, it was an incentive from Ford, but to qualify for that great rate, having that strong corporate credit was the thing that got them over the hump.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously not attached to them personally at that point,
Right.
Totally in the business.
Huh. And so it's a lot lower interest rates for businesses?
The interest rates are always fluctuating, so
Yeah,
I
right.
get pigeonholed into quoting something, but yeah, in that aspect, I mean, at the end of last year, we were seeing lines of credit on the corporate side of things, tied to the IN only at under 5% still.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's definitely, when you have good credit, you're going to get the best rates, and having corporate credit is generally a stronger thing to look at than personal guarantees, personal credits.
Yeah. Does corporate credit go along the same guidelines as personal, like credit score-wise, or is it a different scale?
It is a different scale. So business credit, corporate credit is scaled 0 to 100, but there are 4 tiers to that. So you could have an 80 at tier 1, but all that's going to do is graduate you into more revolving accounts at tier 2. And where we walk a business owner through in the 12-month process is going from wherever they're at. Generally, it's not much when they come to us.
Credit, yeah.
No business credit, really. But we'll get them to the tier 4 and 80 plus scores, which is then graduates from business to corporate credit, where it's no longer a personal guarantee, because business credit cards, they're in the business name, but they all have a personal guarantee attached to it. When you get the credit developed for the business, you graduate to corporate credit, where it's under the corporation only. It just has the business name on there, and maybe a user name on there, authorized user, but it's tied to the EIN only, and it says corporate on there, not business anymore.
Okay, gotcha. I'm thinking about Trump still. I want to learn more about him. Like, how did he intermingle like stuff to not allow? Because he declared bankruptcy like so many times. How do you intermingle like buying stuff with the businesses? Because like, say the business declares bankruptcy, wouldn't you have to get rid of all the assets?
Yeah, that's all in that. But I mean, you could turn around then, and one of his other corporations could buy up all those assets from the bank. After the corporation is bankruptcy. I mean, it's not as, I mean, it sounds glamorous, but it's not just declare bankruptcy and the business is gone. I mean, there's a lengthy process there, but you go through that process, your assets are protected, your personal assets are protected.
Gotcha.
And with that, I mean, you just wake up the next day, start a new corporation, start the process over again, because it's a new legal person on paper and you're creating a whole separate entity.
Huh. Do you think he's that smart, or do you think he has a team around him that's that good?
I'm sure he's that smart, but having he's obviously not focused on the process. He's got experts doing this for him,
right?
That know all this process and stuff. So it's the strategy used by every company listed on Wall Street, on NASDAQ, and we're bringing this knowledge down to the small business owner that it is available and can be done.
Right. Yeah. Before talking to Tony, I didn't even think about it, that it's a big hurdle for businesses to get loans and not get them at like a huge rate, because obviously like small business loans and stuff, when you first start out, they're like 10% of something ridiculous, because you have nothing established. You're a brand new company. Yep. There's a ton of risk on your hands on the bank side of things looking at you. They're like, well, you don't even know if you're going to succeed, because so many businesses don't succeed. But I get where it comes into play, like where you need to build that credit, you need to build it. And now you're going to start getting that reward of getting the rates lower, being able to lend more from the bank.
Yep.
It really comes back at you to help you in the long run. And that's what you guys are doing.
Yeah, for sure. And another key aspect to it is, I talked about real estate investors. They have a lot of them, if they're smart, have it separated out where the properties are each housed in their own LLC. Well, you have 10 properties, 10 LLCs. You develop the credit of a couple of those, say 3 or 4 of them. Businesses lend business money all the time. So these investors that get to 10, 15 properties and are struggling to get more capital to continue to grow, because their personal credit and their equity is all tied up in the deals they already have, where they can't tackle the next project. you got 3-4 LLCs plus you sitting in a room, you've just created your own investment group essentially to tackle bigger projects where, or bigger deals, or buy that apartment complex instead of just a duplex or something like that. So it's definitely a fantastic growth strategy.
Gotcha. So how would it work where you could like borrow from the other LLC or like fund something from that?
Yeah. So it would be that LLC that has the credit developed, pulling out a term loan or something, say, and lending it to another LLC. Have your business attorney write up a loan agreement. The new LLC is paying the other one back with interest, and it's a fantastic strategy.
Yeah, it's super interesting.
Yeah.
To intertwine it like that, and then you're working with yourself. You're paying yourself.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Very interesting.